JB here. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. We have about 12 minutes to the close. I'm trying to get the audio off on the thing. I can't do it. There we go. I think we got it. All right. Really quick, just going to talk really quick about the markets and a couple names. And then we have earnings after the close. We have Supermicro. Well, hopefully that pulls up Dell and go from there. But take a look at the S&P. Is this turnaround Tuesday? I hope so. Maybe we find some footing. The Asia markets overnight can kind of solidify the bounce yesterday. The worst case scenario would be the Nikkei is down 7% or something, because then you have that 12% up, 10%, 12% down, 10% up, 7% down. Then we might be setting up for a situation that's probably not a good thing. But solid move here this morning. Well, this this morning, this afternoon. We'll see if the SPY can hold up. Do I have weeklies up here? Why is this not showing the right? Anyway, well, so back above the lower Bollinger Band on SPY. So good stuff. So individual names, and first I'll talk about Clear Secure. And if you've heard me do rants before on U, ticker YOU, which is Clear Secure, they do security in airports, but there's much more to that business than just that. They most recently announced that they're going to be the TSA Plus, a company that can approve those TSA uh, Plus applications. They're rolling out into all these different airports. And then most recently, I think it was a couple days ago, Delta had a stake in Tesla in ClearSecure, which I did not know. They acquired some of that back, so I think at one point Delta had an 8% stake. Now it's down to 4%. They announced another $100 million buyback authorization, and then their earnings this morning, just a huge beat and raise. It seems like every time this company reports earnings, it's a beat and raise, but then the stock reacts unfavorably. It gaps up at the open and sells off. And today's one of the few times, or the first times, that I've really seen it kind of not be susceptible to short sellers or what have you. And, I've said this in the past. There's a lot of these media outlets, and I think I don't know if it's Bloomberg or Reuters. One of them has a writer on there that is very negative about you. Has already come out with some I guess you would call them hit pieces. There's a decent short interest on the name, and then you look and it's like it's tough to think you have a moat around a business, right? Because what you're doing, it's not like you're reinventing the wheel. People can get through airport security. You're just providing a quicker and more efficient way to get through airport security, right? So that's the bear case, is that there's no moat around a business, but there's much more to that. The way they're able to you know profile the customers and scan them. Also, there's a lot more addressable market that's still not being tapped, or it's untapped addressable market, which would be venues, concerts, sporting events. And then I talked about the NFL also has a stake in you. So once it started to hold its gains, I went and got some strikes, closed some out to cover some costs for nearly 100%. I'll continue to hold those. I think if once it seems like it's like for the last couple of years, it seemed like it's every time it has great earnings, people sell it off thinking that's the end of the business. And now this might be the quarter that just changes that narrative. So hopefully it really starts to take off. All right, so that's one. Two, I closed the last of my August $10 puts on ENVX yesterday. I just it was a name. It rallied all the way up to $18. Those puts were seriously in the red. Came back to life, made some profits, so I was happy to lock those in. And then the more I start digging into filings, I think I posted yesterday after the close. I tried to do more research after the close yesterday and this morning, and then throughout the day. And I start looking into filings. They bury stuff, right? So not only does this company not announce any details in regards to their customers, no contracts, everything is memorandum of understanding. There's no meat to any of the deals. Like, it's pretty much handshakes or whatever you want to call it. And not only that, and now you have the CEO coming out with the 10.5B1 plan, which pretty much it's an insider sale plan, right? So he's coming out and he just got hired on like a year and a half ago, whatever, and his shares are not even vested. But in the selling plan, it says he's going to sell up to January 2025, which is 6 months, and he's gonna sell some of his vested shares, and then he's going to wait for the other shares that uh, are not vested to become vested and sell those too before January. And you look at 600,000 shares. He has a 2.4 million share stake. So he's selling 25% of his holdings. This is a CEO of a company that doesn't do any revenues. The only revenues they derive is from a company they acquired, and they're still well far away. If you're a football team, you're on the 1 yard line of a 99 yard march that he has to do, and he's selling his shares at the 1 yard line. It's so I get it. Like, I don't like to. I I take insider buys more. They carry more weight to me than insider sells. But but for him to do that and to be the CEO of a company, you have to be the gatekeeper of confidence in a company, right? That you got to say we're on the path to being extremely good. We're going to be the best battery company ever, but you're a 17-year-old startup. You've lost 700. I looked at someone posted on FinTwit too, 700 something $1 million accumulated deficit. Amazon at its peak had a $2 billion accumulated deficit, right? And you see where Amazon is. So, I mean, you can make people maybe they want to make a comparison. Well, ENVX is going to be the next Amazon, but it's like it's a commoditized product. And I've seen someone else post that too. It's like someone getting into plasma TVs at the end, right? You had the best plasma TV technology for 17 years, then you finally get into production, and now there's LEDs and there's OLEDs and there's 5K and whatever, 8K, whatever it is. That's how my mind is looking at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but then I see this. I'm like, why would he do that? Like, is he in that much of a bind to find out? Is he buying a house? So, I made these analogies back in I don't know, it was May or June, when there's rarely names that I get bearish or get puts on that are less than short term, right? So when I get my puts right now, they're put hedges based on market movements. Lam Research, Broadcom, ServiceNow. Those are great companies. When I look at EMVX rings Nikola, right? It rings Longfin. It rings. I don't even know what that name of that company that IPO'd just recently. Um, they did. It was like Teladoc for South Korea, whatever. I don't even want to look at their stock. It's probably $1 right now. It was $28, but you can like I see it and I know it. And I'm like, something is not right here. So, hey, I mean, good for him. He's got a $17 million CEO package for the company. He has vested stock or unvested. Once it's vested, he wants to lock it in. Good for him. But to me, you're the gatekeeper of confidence for your company, right? You have a lot of shareholders, and a lot of these shareholders are buying stock based on all the BS narrative that you see posted on FinTwit and StockTwits. Anyway, so I went and got some more September puts. Not going. There we go. Also, you have the chief legal officer. She adopted a 10b5-1 plan. The only reason I know her is because she went on and did a YouTube rant about ENVX and their patented technology. They had 39 patents when the company got, uh, the TJ Rogers created a blank check company to 10 times value ENVX. The ENVX would be a $200 million company right now without that blank check transaction. And then she comes on and touts their uh, patent portfolio. They had 39 patents. Go look at Western Digital, CATL, all these premium battery companies. They have hundreds and thousands of patents. So, all right, rants for other days. So that's ENVX. I don't have a. I just got some puts. Maybe I'll look for some more. It's right here, the 200-day moving average. I know we're getting here to the close, 4 minutes. That's that. And then after the close here, we have super micro. So, I Dell, unfortunately, good that I was able to lock some of my calls in to cover costs yesterday, but then right at the open, it just sold off. Now it's been churning around, sitting here. 90. What? I didn't even pull up the. Why don't I have this up here? Uh, yeah, sitting here at 94 and change. If Super Micro ports a monster beat and raise, I think Dell's going to trade over $100, if not higher. So, thankful I got some of the calls out to cover costs yesterday. I'll continue to ride that one, and then hopefully for some nice profits. And then Twilio. So Twilio again, similar to Dell, opened 61 and change. It was up there in the 61s after the open, and then just came under pressure down to 59. Has been chopping around. Not going to add anything just yet, but really like that one. And then take a look at the market here. We're pulling. We were 529.75 on the SPY at about 3 o'clock. We're 522 right now into the close. Good sign here. I mean, most people see the headlines after. If you have any friends who don't trade the market, but know you do, you get a lot of messages yesterday or over the weekend, and what they're going to see is they're going to see a green close, right? They're going to see, oh, market was up 1% today, and then maybe that will be kind of uh, just what the market needs to have some relaxation of the tensions and anxiety of, hey, is this the start of a big bear market or big correction? I would love to see it. 523 was the big spot. I wish the SPY would stay over 523. We'll see what happens into the close. And that's it, folks. Let's have a great afternoon. I'll be back on audio tomorrow. Rock and roll.